going up to 15 or 16 before it changes, but on cruises it keeps low.
See, now I can change all that too.
Yeah, okay.
I can set it up for economy, so it's going to run the lower RPMs, or this being an MHP, it's probably more set up for moderate.
Yep.
So it's going to hit the mid-range, or I can set it up performance, so it's going to run the high side of the power.
Use a heap of fuel.
Yep. So I don't know how this one's actually set up. I have not hooked my computer to it to see.
Yep.
But if I hook it up and set everything up so we run economy, it's going to shift at the low side of the power, and it's going to be a long, slow, drawn-out shift. That way it gives it time to drop the RPMs back down to the low side. Now, like I said, set it up for performance. It's going to take right at the max torque and power before it shifts, and it's going to make a quick one, so I can stay up there as high on the RPMs as possible.
It's going to want to grab every gear though.
No.
Yeah.
Skip shifting capability is on every Ultra Shift Plus.
Yep.
And it all depends on how hard he's pressing the throttle, what kind of terrain you're on, what kind of load you have on your back. So, I mean, if you're fully loaded climbing a hill, obviously we're not going to upshift or skip shift.
Yeah.
Flat ground and he's got it, he's got it buried and you're empty, we're only going to hit half the gears.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it varies, like I said, on everything. Everything with an Ultra Shift Plus depends on how that pedal is pushed.
Yep.
Now our 10 speeds don't shift, skip shift as much as say the 13s, and this doesn't skip shift as much as our 18s.
Yeah.
Our 18s you only use half the gears. That's even if you're fully loaded, we still skip shift them. We skip shift going up our 8% grade over there with 110,000 behind our heavy hauls. We still skip shift going up them.
Yeah.
So
We're a couple.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
We're a couple of full-time drivers.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, we were.
Yeah, we used to be drivers.
We used to be drivers.
I say I've been with the company 4 years. Before that, I had 11 years. What we call heavy haul. Ain't nothing like you guys, but I hauled gravel and aggregate and stuff in our equipment.
Okay.
Our trains we max out at 154, and then our super trains are 164.
That's pounds, yeah.
Yeah.
164. That's getting up there. That's about 55 ton, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So our B trains 62.5 tons. So
Up to 68.
yeah, up to 68. It's
Right.
areas, but I've known we were talking about this morning in Michigan. Geez, you guys have a lot of axles under your under your trailers.
11 axles is our max.
That's amazing.
Without special, like I said, our trains with the the 2 wagons.
Yeah.
There's 11 axles on the ground.
And that's for your 55 ton.
That's
on
the
it.
154,000. Now our super trains, we run spread 9s.
Yeah.
So that way we still get the max, and you don't have 11 axles.
So out of all those axles, how many of them are actually tracking like steerable, like self-tracking?
On the trailers?
Yeah. Yeah.
None of them.
So
They're all solid axles.
So you've got to drag all that sideways if you're going around
Depending on what you're pulling, like we have an 8 axle. When we hit the skid pad, go all the way to the back. Now that one's not set up, but if that trailer was out on the road and it was fully loaded at 154, you'd have 4 axles down on the trailer all the time.
Yeah.
No matter what, there's no controls on them.
Yeah.
The remaining axles are all run off of switches in the truck.
Yeah.
So, like if we were, like when we enter the oval, you go to make a hard turn, you lift them all up. Because if not, that trailer goes straight and the ass end of your truck follows, but the front end will be over there. It will bulldoze your truck.
That's what we were wondering, because I don't know about you, Dave, but this morning was the first time I'd seen anything like that. And,
If you want to run 9 axles in Australia, you've got to tow a double road truck.
yeah, that's right. So that's 36 metres.
Oh, a B double's 9 axles, isn't it?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, B double. So it's 26 metres. Yeah.
But that includes your tractor.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I think we're still, our max length, I think, is still 80 feet from nose to tail.
You get to run more monitored stuff where you have to have a lot more cab over.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, see, around here, you don't see too many cab overs.
Yeah.
That's, ever since the economy took a hit here, you're starting to see more guys pull them out of the weeds and run them.
Yeah, right.
But other than that, you may catch one or two floating around.
Yeah. I prefer monitored very conventional.
See, I won't lie, to this day, my favorite is still a Kenworth W9. You know, a big high water hood. You know,
Yeah.
we've got one here.
Yeah.
You know, it's got 385s on the nose.
Yeah.
You know, big high water hood. It doesn't get no prettier.
We've made a friend.
Yeah, we're hearing you, brother.
Now it seems like half the trucks all look the same. Everything looks, you know, everything's aerodynamic.
From the windscreen back, they all look the same, don't they? Different bonnet.
It's one of the reasons we all kind of think this thing looks kind of cool because it looks a little bit different than a lot of the other stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like Cascade here and but yeah, we've because the Australian manufactured Kenworths, and the RT9 is the big one against the equivalent of your high water.
Oh, yeah.
We don't call it that, but it's it's an awesome truck to drive.
Yep.
Great train.
Oh yeah. I was trying to picture. I don't know where they put it. See, just say our W9's backed in over here. You can't see your nose, but in between the two dry vans there.
Oh, right.
So, like I said, all you can see is the stacks in the air.
Yeah.
I was always a bit doubtful about this,
Yeah.
as to whether it was just a poverty pack with a flash bonnet.
Yep.
Changed my mind.
See, head up here.
Yeah.
This is one of our 8 axles here behind the Western Star. And that one right now is actually loaded to 200,000. Just for testing purposes. But you'll see that, like, no, she's out of air, but
Yeah.
the front 2 axles would be in the air.
Yeah.
Your middle 4 are constantly down.
Right.
And then the last 2 would run off of switches. So you'd have 2
Yeah.
switches pretty much in the cab, one for the front 2 axles, one for the back 2.
Right. Yep.
And you would be surprised just by flipping those switches what you can get in and out of just by switching weight on and off of your truck.
Yeah. Okay.
I used to pull, it was that length, but it had 13.6 tall sides. It was a walking floor, so the whole floor would help push your shit out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So we'd go off-roading with them, haul bark and stuff, so you'd be 2 miles off on a 2-track. Mud holes, when you go into the mud hole, you'd have your front 2 axles down, keep weight off of your truck.
Yeah.
When the trailer would hit the mud hole, you'd lift those 2,
Put
keep
the
your
weight on
back
your
2
drive.
drop, so it would put more weight onto your drives. As soon as your front 2 axles got out, you would drop them back off to help pick weight back off the trailer so you could drag the rest of your shit through the mud.
Sounds like a very complicated system.
So you just sit there and be like, you know, you'd just be sitting here flipping switches, but it would be transferring,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
you know, a couple thousand pounds in and off of certain areas of the truck and trailer.
So it actually.
Couple,
So,
that's a big difference, hey, for traction and for
Right.
dragging through the mud. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
there you go.
It's insane.
I knew there'd have to be some really great use for it all, rather than just the authorities saying you have to have a lot of access.
Out on the road, you got to have them down though. You're only allowed, I couldn't tell you the exact DOT form, but from the time you make a turn, say you like that turn there, when you started your turn till you got straight, from the time you lifted your axles to drop them, you only have so many seconds before they can legally give you a ticket for being overloaded.
Yeah. Okay.
So like you come up to an intersection and you're gonna make a hard right.
Yeah.
You come up to the intersection, you flip your switches, you lift your axles. You make the turn, you have only so many seconds or so many feet or some stupid ass rule before you better have all 11 axles back on the ground before he could write you a ticket if he was having a bad day.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's probably the same over there. It's your word versus his word on who was right and who was wrong.
And at what time you put the axles down.
Yep.
Yeah.